the Honorable Minister, Mr. Kenneth Valley, Minister of Trade and Industry, and Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Government of Trinidad and Tobago, Pastor Nord Punch, Officer representing the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, University of the Southern Caribbean, Dr. Eugene Daniel. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives from the clergy, representatives from the judiciary, representatives from university boards and directors, representatives from other tertiary institutions, university vice presidents and directors, faculty, staff, and alumni, graduates, members of the media, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure and my great honor to introduce to you the speaker of our 2006 graduation commencement exercise. The Honorable Mr. Kenneth Valley is currently the Minister of Trade and Industry, as well as Minister in the Ministry of Finance, and the leader of government business in the House of Representatives. His more than 30 years senior management experience in finance and insurance prepared him for the exciting challenges he continues to face in government. Prior to his current ministerial tenure, he served as the Minister with responsibility for trade, industry, and investments in the government of Trinidad and Tobago during the 1991 through 1995 administration. In that capacity, he held oversight for the following initiatives. Among others, I'm going to list some. Number one, the implementation of the state enterprises policy, which resulted in the reduction of the state's direct involvement in commercial enterprises from 87 in 1992 to 50 at the end of 1995. Number two, positioning of Trinidad and Tobago as the gateway to South America and the business and financial capital of the Caribbean. Number three, the pursuit of market access agreements with large markets around Trinidad and Tobago, namely Colombia and Venezuela. Number four, the liberalization of the economy through the removal of the negative list and other quantitative restrictions on trade and the reduction of tariffs, all with a view to making Trinidad and Tobago's economy more competitive. And finally, the facilitation of investment growth in exports, and industrial promotion through the forging of strategic trade alliances with major countries in Latin America, North America, and Europe, and providing the appropriate financial legislative framework. He is the deputy political leader with responsibility for legislative matters of the People's National Movement, the PNM. Minister Valley graduated from the University of the West Indies, UE, in 1971 with a BS Economics degree with a major in accounting, and is a graduate of the MBA, Masters in Business Administration program at McMaster's University in Canada. He's married to Carol Ann a lovely lady sitting right here, and together they have 3 children. We feel highly honored and delighted to have Minister Valley as the speaker of our institution's 73rd commencement exercise and the first commencement speaker since we have achieved a new name and a new status. The University of the Southern Caribbean. He has a message for the graduates, and he also has a message for all the rest of us. And so this time, why don't we welcome him in a grand way? Let's welcome Senator the Honorable Mr. Kenneth Cyril Valley, Minister of Trade and Industry in our Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very much, Dr. McGarrell. Pastor Note Punch, representing the chairman of the Board of Trustees, the University of the Southern Caribbean. Dr. Shirley McGarrell, the Vice President of Administration of this brand new university. My colleague, Minister Anthony Roberts, Minister of Social Development and Social Services, members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of the clergy, representatives of the judiciary, representatives from the University Board of Directors, representatives from other tertiary institutions, university vice presidents and directors, faculty, staff, and alumni, graduates, members of the media, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, I cannot help but mention the fact that while the police band is playing that beautiful tune, I mentioned to Dr. Tobias that one can feel the presence of God in our midst. Praise Him. I'm extremely honored that you've asked me to deliver the feature address at the commencement ceremony for the 2006 graduating class of this brand new Southern Caribbean University. Allow me first of all, however, to pay tribute to the mothers in our midst, and more generally to all the mothers in Trinidad and Tobago as we celebrate Mother's Day. I congratulate you graduates. You've reached an important milestone. You're now a trained thinker. You have been taught a disciplined manner to approach decision making. Remember, however, that you are somewhat akin to the new driver. Today you earn the right to practice in your chosen field the same way that the attainment of a driving permit allows the new driver the right to operate a motor vehicle on the public roads. No one expects the new driver to be an expert. Neither is the new graduate. You're now licensed to earn your spurs. Over the past month, since I received your invitation, as I contemplated what might be of relevance to the young graduate, two themes persisted in my consciousness. The first is the the title of a book I read some time ago entitled, What They Don't Teach You at Business School. The second is a concept that I believe really works, and that is, in life, we must so arrange our affairs so that we let success happen. I think both are relevant to you today. What they don't teach you at business school makes the point that while universities are excellent at teaching academic disciplines, they are often deficient at imparting life or survival skills in a world that is becoming extremely complex. Let success happen, on the other hand, points to the fact that success in life ought not to be a struggle. Simply, it connotes that he who seeks to be successful must first create the environment for success. And immediately I'm hearing some of you in your mind saying that's right. Wrong, I respond. Because this orientation places the emphasis on principled living, rather than the scheming and the struggle that is normally evidenced by those who seek to make success happen. Your Christian upbringing, I'm sure, has provided you with an efficient background for principled decision-making. You know what is right. You know also what is wrong. As you entered into the world of work, you'll be called upon to make varied decisions, some simple, some complex. Let your principles, not color of skin, no class, no race or religion, guide your every decision, your every action. It is in this context that I've chosen to address you on the theme, Chart a Unique Course into Your Future. Because you're at this critical point in your life, where the decisions you make over the next couple of days can influence your future significantly, I thought this was the most fitting time to share with you these words of advice. Firstly, you are the author of your own story, and therefore you need to create your own path into the future. Do so with fair play and humility. Eschew arrogance. Remember, you don't know it all. And I'm saying that because, as young graduates coming out, we feel that we know everything, and those old people don't know what they have been doing, and we have come to change the world. Yes, in time, you must so arrange your affairs so that you would have an effect, contribute your little part in changing the world. But you have to gather some experience first. Be a good listener, both with your ears and with your body. And never, I say never, earn half a point when with a bit more effort, you will earn the full point. Autograph your work with excellence. Above all, remember that you were created for a purpose. You owe it to society to fulfill that purpose diligently. Ensure that the career you choose fills you with passion. If you do something that you love, you will do it well. And this feeling of accomplishment will inspire you. And in your heart, you know what you want to do. Intuitively, you know your purpose here on earth. We all do. Too often we encounter people who regret the careers they've chosen. For many of these individuals, day-to-day life becomes a burden. Eventually, this can work against you because you are either forced to leave your job or perhaps you become burnt out. So whatever you plan to do, whether it's to enter graduate school, join the workforce, or simply take some time off to think and gain inspiration, listen not only to your head, but also to your heart, more so to your heart. Your heart is truly the best career counselor there is. Rest assured, when you find that career your heart desires, you will not only bring that something extra to your work, your contribution will impact positively on the development of your community, society, and Trinidad and Tobago. And this last statement certainly gives me an opening to introduce the next point. The most significant contribution you can make is at the level of the individual. As graduates leaving an institution where excellence is built upon academic achievements, personal spirit growth, as well as social interaction and development, you are indeed your brother's keeper. You have a responsibility to pursue social justice for the other members of society, particularly for your brothers and sisters who are not as fortunate as you are. Noblesse oblige, says the French. Our Christian teaching tells us, to whom much is given, much is also expected. As leaders, you are expected to lead by example, in some instances denying yourself that which you strive to achieve for others. As it stands, there are many opportunities available to you, many of them. And having said this, I will now leave you with my last piece of advice. And that is to be diligent in making your job selection. We live at a very exciting time in the history of human civilization. The scope of opportunities at the international, regional, and national levels is virtually infinite. Let me explain. At the international level, owing to the advancements in technology, the introduction of fiber optics, satellite coverage, the internet, etc., there's a growing demand for human capital in knowledge-based industries. Several studies show that international firms steeped in the life sciences, information technology, media and entertainment are outsourcing their supply chain operations in developing regions. This most certainly includes us here in the Caribbean. The world, in essence, has become borderless. Just imagine, if you love the field of IT, at the high end of the job spectrum, you can showcase some of your creative talent innovating software programs for international firms. At the regional level, under the CARICOM Single Market and Economy Initiative, university graduates now have the right to travel throughout the CARICOM region to secure employment without requiring a work permit for the member state in which you desire to work. If you find work in Barbados or Jamaica, for example, and your circumstances permit you to take up the offer, my advice to you today is to go for it. Ignore the critics who argue that the free movement of skilled labor will result in brain drain on our system. If the CSME initiative is to succeed, then you need the experience of working and living alongside our Caribbean brothers and sisters in the region. If the Caribbean is to survive the challenges of the global environment, its people must see themselves as citizens of one complete region, devoted to its growth and development. I think this is one of the best ways we can develop an affinity for each other and aspire towards achieving a unified vision for the Caribbean. I really don't buy this brain drain argument. Here at home, I believe that our government's Vision 2020 development policy, which seeks to elevate Trinidad and Tobago to a developed nation status, will either keep you, our best and brightest students, right here on our shores, or entice you to return. Here in Trinidad and Tobago, we do have a lot of work to do to achieve a developed nation status. Your university, the University of the Southern Caribbean, recognizes this. And I congratulate the foresight demonstrated in the establishment of this University of Southern Caribbean. And I'm very happy to learn that owing to your recent acquisition of national accreditation, the structure of your academic programs is more contextual, more responsive to the national agenda. Yes, this is all in keeping with meeting the objectives of Vision 2020. The government of Trinidad and Tobago believes that if we are to position the country as the transshipment hub, linking both the northern and southern hemispheres, as the manufacturing center of the Caribbean, and as a regional platform for entry into the wider global economy, there must be tight interconnectivity between university technical training and the human resource needs of our industries. So graduates, these are my 4 pieces of advice that I wish to impress upon you this morning. You're leaving this university with a strong foundation. I'm not only referring here to your high level of educational competence. Many of you are leaving here with excellent core competencies, astute leadership skills, strong skills in communication, and this may include fluency in more than 2 languages. And I want especially to congratulate the university for taking up that challenge. Not only Spanish, but Portuguese and French and so on. Because of course our medium-term objective is to integrate Trinidad and Tobago within the Latin American area. There are acres of diamond around us, and critical for the success of that must be fluency in Spanish. Graduates, as I told you at the beginning of this address, this is an exciting time to be alive. There are vast opportunities in the world, and young, open, vibrant minds such as yourselves are ideally placed to capitalize on the benefits out there. You can chart a unique course into the future by engaging in an activity that you love to do, keeping in mind that your efforts will have an impact not only on your community, your society and country, but more profoundly on individuals. At the end of the day, you will be judged not only on the strength of your material or intellectual contribution, but also by how many lives you have touched positively, how much value you have added to the existence of those around you, including your family, friends, and the society at large. Best of luck to you as you move into the next phase of your lives. And most important of all, I wish you God's blessings. Your university, in its former incarnation, has turned out exemplary citizens who, through their efforts, have contributed to the socio-economic development of Trinidad and Tobago, of other Caribbean communities, and further abroad. When I think about your alumni on the international circuit, Dr. David Williams comes to mind. Dr. Williams, a faculty member at the University of Michigan, is a leading social scientist in the Western Hemisphere, reputed for his research on the determinants of socioeconomic and ethnic differences in mental and physical health. Currently, Professor Williams and his colleagues are conducting research on the health of Black Caribbean immigrants in the United States. At the regional level, Minister Ramboli comes to mind. Minister is the youngest parliamentarian in the Commonwealth Caribbean. At the age of 24, Minister served her first term as Minister of Tourism in the Parliament of St. Lucia. Now at age 29, she holds the post as Minister of Social Transformation, Culture, and Local Government in St. Lucia. Nationally, there's none other than Mr. Michael John, who heads the Strategic Planning Division at Petrotrin. And closer to my own experience, there's, of course, my brother, Dr. Clinton Valley, also an alumnus of this school. So here you have it. Many of your colleagues who've graduated have been able to chart a unique course in creating their future. They've proven that the graduates of this school can make a difference. Rest assured, you too can do the same. And as you pursue your goal, do as Longfellow said, learn to labor and to wait. I thank you most sincerely, and best of luck in your future endeavors. I thank you.